This is the trophy of Trajan at Adamclisi, Romania. Completed in 109 AD and dedicated to Mars the Avenger, it commemorates a battle fought nearby in the year 102, during which thousands of Romans lost their lives against the Dacians and their allies. The monument owes its present appearance to a reconstruction in the 1970s. Most of the original sculpture, as we'll see shortly, is in the local museum. The trophy consisted of a colossal limestone drum, ornamented with 54 metopes, a series of crenellations, and finally the trophy itself, which topped out about 40 meters above the ground. The trophy was part of a larger monumental complex. A short distance away was this tumulus, almost certainly raised over the grave of a high-ranking officer who fell in battle in 102. Unfortunately, the tumulus was hollowed out by treasure hunters long ago, leaving just this pit where the grave chamber was. Not far from the tumulus and trophy was a monumental altar inscribed with the names of almost 4,000 soldiers who fell in local engagements. The original sculpture is kept here in the museum. This helpful model gives us an idea of what we're looking at. As you can see, the drum of the monument was decorated with a row of metopes, the panels you see in the background. Above, on the merlons, or crenellations, were shown prisoners of war, and you see them here, above the metopes. And on top was the colossal trophy itself, which you can see against the back wall. Let's take a closer look at all of these. The metopes show the whole course of a major battle, from preparations to aftermath. Here, in what seems to be the chronologically first section, the Roman cavalry gallops towards the battlefield. The Roman cavalry charge, trampling their foes. The Roman infantry march into action. The trumpeters blow their horns. The standard bearers advance, cloaks outstretched behind them, and Trajan looks on in the company of a high-ranking officer. A ferocious battle between Romans and barbarians in a wooded area. Here we see a legionary who has dispatched 3 barbarians. Beside him, a Roman soldier deals a fatal blow to a Dacian with his sickle-shaped sword. And just beside, the fatal conclusion of another duel between Roman and Dacian. A battle scene. The Dacians and their allies seem to have built a laager out of wagons, which was stormed by the Roman troops. More scenes of savage fighting. This panel is especially interesting because it shows both the Dacians and their allies. The man in the upper right, with that trademark curved sword, is a Dacian. The man in the lower right, with his German topknot, is one of their barbarian allies. The Roman soldier, of course, will vanquish both. In this series of metopes, Trajan addresses the victorious troops. Here, beyond this pair of standard bearers, we have the soldiers and their rank and file, listening to their commander-in-chief. In this series of metopes, Trajan receives both prisoners of war, on the right, and representatives of the local population, women and children, whole families in carts, and even their livestock. As mentioned earlier, the merlons, or crenellations, show bound prisoners of war. They're represented in their national costume, Dacians, Germans, and apparently Sarmatians. And here we have the trophy itself, designed to look like a colossal suit of armor. In the center, as you can see, a mounted figure, perhaps Trajan himself, tramples a foe underfoot. Overhead, an eagle spreads its wings triumphantly. We'll close with a final look at the trophy sculpture, which conveys so powerfully both the savagery of the Dacian wars and the magnitude of Rome's victory.